Sawadee good morning, and thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT Radio Thailand FM 88 and on NBT World. Today is Monday, December 8th, 2014. I'm Surapalao Tharanarit. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. First up, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mahawachiralongkorn was designated by His Majesty the King to preside over the ceremony of fastening of nails to the colors at the Chapel Royal inside the Temple of the Emerald Buddha in the Grand Palace. The ceremony was witnessed by the Minister of Defense, the Permanent Secretary for Defense, the Supreme Commander, and the Commanders-in-Chief of the three armed forces, among others. At the ceremony, His Royal Highness carefully put His Majesty the King's hair into a small case affixed to the top of each flagpole and then hammered the nails into the staff. The colors, or Chai Chalermpon flag, is a symbol of victory of each military unit. For them, it represents the nation, the religion, and the monarchy. The tricolor flag itself means the nation, while the king's hair and a little Buddha image encased atop each flagpole represent the monarchy and the religion, respectively. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince then proceeded to Sahat Thai Samakom Pavilion, also in the Grand Palace, where he deputized for His Majesty the King at the royal presentation of the colors to military units. A total of 63 units from the three armed forces received their respective colors, after which they took the oath of allegiance to the colors led by the Minister of Defense. The Chai Chalermpon flag is considered by military personnel as the most sacred and highly revered object, as it is made and given to them by the king. In time of war, the troops must protect the flag with their lives. It is also the tradition for all members of the armed forces, both commissioned and non-commissioned, to take an oath to the colors before assuming their posts. Once the flag is in a deteriorating condition, or there is a new military unit set up, the Royal Thai Armed Forces Headquarters will report the matter to His Majesty, so that he will kindly grant his hair for the ceremony of affixing the colors to the staff, and also to preside over the royal presentation of the colors. Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn, accompanied by Her Royal Highness Princess Somsawali, presided over the garden party held in honor of His Majesty the King on the auspicious occasion of his 87th birthday anniversary at the Government House. The garden party was hosted by the government as a show of gratitude and loyalty to His Majesty the King, and also to offer him good wishes on the royal birthday. The event was attended by the Prime Minister, cabinet members, privy councillors, senior officers of the three armed forces and the police, heads of government units, parliamentarians, as well as members of the diplomatic corps. The government, through the Department of Fine Arts, also arranged 2 sets of special classical dances to celebrate the auspicious occasion. There is a grand festival taking place right now at the Golden Jubilee Museum of Agriculture in honor of His Majesty the King's birthday. NBT World reporter Kun Panotsi Sinsap has gone to the museum to see what is on offer.
The Golden Jubilee Museum of Agriculture, located just on the outskirts of Bangkok in Pathum Thani province, is organizing a grand festival to commemorate His Majesty the King of Thailand's birthday. The theme for this year's festival is Loving the Father of the People, Loving the People of the King. The museum serves as a place for people to learn about the King's wisdom concerning agriculture. There are agricultural projects exhibited at this event, and one can clearly see how the king has laid a supportive foundation for his people. The museum also uses new technology to enable a more interactive learning process. For example, a QR code can be scanned by smartphones and people can access a complete database of various plans. There is a total of 25 learning stations, drawing quite a number of visitors, especially children and students. Visitors will also gain new insights into how much good the King agricultural development projects have been. At this booth, we can even see where His Majesty purchased clothes, as well as His Excellency preferred delicacies. It's a great place to bring the family to.
มากันได้ทั้งครอบครัวนะคะน้องๆหนูๆทั้งพ่อแม่ปู่ย่าตายายมาก็มาชมพระนิทรรศการพระอาชีพภาพของในหลวงนะคะก็มีภาพยนตร์แอนิเมชัน3 มิติเรื่องของพ่อในบ้านของเรานะในอาคารแห่งนี้แล้วก็มาลงนามถวายพระพรจุดเทียนถวายพระพรในอาคาร5อาคารในหลวงรักเรานะคะแล้วก็ไปชมฐานการเรียนรู้ข้างนอกนอกจากการเรียนรู้แล้วเด็กๆก็สนุกได้มีการละเล่นชิงช้าสวรรค์นะคะม้าหมุนใช่ไหมคะของเล่นงานวัดได้ไปล่องเรือย้อนยุคทุ่งรังสิตนะคะก็มีทั้งกิจกรรมสนุกสนานร้านค้าจำหน่ายสินค้าต่างๆมากมายก็อยากจะเชิญชวนพี่น้องมาเยี่ยมชมนิทรรศการมาที่นี่แล้วเราจะรู้ว่าในหลวงรักเราค่ะ
For more information about visiting the carnival, the special exhibition or the museum itself, you can contact 02-529-2212-13 or log into worldwideweb.wisdomking.or.th for more information. Camera work by Viradet Kochaseni and Ampanot Season Sub in BT World.
Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister General Thanasak Patimaprakon presided over a candle lighting ceremony held in Lausanne, Switzerland, to celebrate His Majesty the King's birthday anniversary. The ceremony, part of the King of Hearts campaign, has been organized by the Thai Embassy in Bern and the Thai community in Europe to pay tribute to the King on the auspicious occasion of His Majesty's 87th birthday anniversary on December 5, 2014. Lausanne has been picked as the site for the event due to the fact that His Majesty spent his early life in the city. Similar events have also been held simultaneously in various European cities, such as London and Paris. All of the participants, reportedly donning yellow, came in droves to offer their well wishes to the beloved King on his birthday. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has invited all Thais to join the government's activities celebrating the auspicious occasion of His Majesty the King's 87th birthday anniversary. General Prayut has urged all Thais to don yellow, refrain from mischief, and do good deeds as a simple way to pay tribute to the nation's much-beloved King. Various commemorative events have been held by the government, both in the capital and rural areas, said the Prime Minister, inviting people from all walks of life to take part in those activities. According to the General, officials have created an application that displays on smartphones His Majesty the King's teachings in the government's bid to encourage the public to implement the precious teachings. The Prime Minister, on behalf of the Thai government and the people, expressed his gratitude to the U.S. government for returning more than 500 prehistoric artifacts to Thailand after they were looted decades ago. General Prayut Chan-o-cha said during the program Returning Happiness to Thais that 550 antiques, mostly from Ban Chiang archaeological site, were returned to Thailand in mid-November by Boers Museum in Santa Ana in the state of California, USA. Currently, those artifacts are being kept in the National Museum in Bangkok and will later be moved to the Department of Fine Arts, where a verification process will be conducted. The Prime Minister said the handing over of these prehistoric items has shown that Thailand and the U.S. have strong diplomatic relations, which both countries have enjoyed for almost 200 years. Prime Minister Prayut has emphasized the importance of good governance and anti-corruption efforts in national reform, saying that now is the time for Thai people to reform the country together. The Prime Minister on Sunday gave an interview on national reform, saying that Thailand needed to have strong foundations, which included good governance in the administration and an anti-corruption policy. Thailand should tackle the problem of corruption by instilling discipline in the people and fighting cronyism, the Premier said. The Prime Minister also stressed that all sides must take national reform seriously, and the general public must be encouraged to actively take part in the process. General Prayut stated further that Thai people should join hands in reforming the country in all dimensions, and called on them to cooperate with the government in moving the country forward. The animated film The Story of Mahachanok is scheduled to be aired on free TV by courtesy of the Bureau of the Royal Household. The Story of Mahachanok is due to be televised on Channel 3, Modern 9 TV, MCOT Kid and Family, NBT Channel 7, and Thai PBS between December the 6th and the 8th. The animation was earlier screened for free during November 30th to December 6th as part of the celebrations for His Majesty the King's birthday. The production of the movie, which is based on His Majesty the King's literary work with the same title, comprised more than 250 Thai animation gurus who spent as long as 4 years to complete the job. The Story of Mahachanok, which depicts a previous life of the Buddha, is hailed as an example of perseverance. The public have given positive feedback to the Thai Niyom short films based on 12 national core values, as they can be applied to daily life. The 12 Thai Niyom short films on Sunday premiered for the general public for the first day at major Cineplex Ratchayotin as a tribute to His Majesty the King on the auspicious occasion of His Majesty's 87th birthday. This series of short films is based on the 12 core values. The story of each film encourages youth and the public to uphold good morals and put them to use for the peace and happiness of the nation. Audiences have given positive reviews as it gives them beneficial thoughts that can be adapted to their daily life. The Army Chief has expressed his worry about residents in rural areas suffering from drought and cold weather. Army Chief General Udomdet Sitabut ordered Army units to help residents living in natural disaster zones declared by the government. According to the Army Chief, the Disaster Mitigation Center has stepped in to ease people's suffering. More than 132,000 liters of water has been distributed to residents in remote areas of Nakhon Ratchasima, Sakon Nakhon, and Mahasarakham, all of which have been declared drought-hit zones. Meanwhile, 3,100 blankets and 15,000 winter jackets have been delivered to villagers in Chiang Mai, Mae Hong Son, and Loei, which have been hard hit by the cold spell. The Ministry of Public Health has stepped up surveillance measures against chickenpox, which has reportedly intensified during winter. According to the Ministry of Public Health, chickenpox has now sickened nearly 80,000 people, or 244 daily, and caused 1 death. The number of patients this year has risen by 37% compared to the same period last year. People needing extra surveillance are children aged under 1 and those with underlying or chronic diseases such as HIV and AIDS, cancer, and diabetes, since these groups of people are likely to suffer more severe symptoms than ordinary people. The number of chickenpox patients aged under 1 this year has reportedly surpassed 2,500, a jump from last year's record of 1,712. Chickenpox is a highly contagious disease caused by primary infection with varicella zoster virus. The disease causes fever, itchy rashes, and red spots or blisters all over the body, Chickenpox can be spread by biological fluid, physical contact, and use of common clothes, towels, or bed sheets. A person with chickenpox can pass on the virus 2 to 3 days before the rashes appear. There is no actual cure of chickenpox. The best way to handle the disease is to ease the symptoms and boost the immune system with proper medication and hygiene. The Khao Kho Flora in the Mist Festival has officially kicked off in an attempt to boost tourism at Phetchabun. Governor Bandit Thewi Thiwarak chaired the opening ceremony at BN Farm in Khao Kho District to officially open the tourism season of the scenic Khao Kho area. According to Mr. Bandit, Phetchabun has many things to offer to tourists, especially the Sea of Fog from Khao Kho Mountain, which has cool weather all year round. Winter is also the time of cold climate flowers that bring a splash of colors to the hills. Moreover, the province also organizes many activities to treat visitors, such as trade fair, contemporary and traditional stage performances, and exhibitions showing the history of Khao Kho and other tourist attractions in Phetchabun. The festival will come to a close at the end of February 2015. And that's all for today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, let's have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The second core value, being honest, sacrificing, showing restraint and determinations in doing good for the majority.
How could you do that to me? Stop it! Huh? Don't you get it? I don't need you anymore. Enough! We're through. There's someone else in my life.
Say no to the past. Bring your own bag. Say no to plastic.
Faithful Buddhists are invited to donate to the building of a huge Buddha statue known as Praputta Metta. It's to be constructed at Tepratan Temple, Soi Dao, Jantaburi. With a 20,000 baht donation, the donor's name will be engraved on the foundations of the statue. Those wishing to contribute may make their donations at the Royal Thai Embassy or at the Consulate General in each country, 7-Eleven convenience stores, and stores with counter service signs, Krung Thai Bank, Siam Commercial Bank, or Bangkok Bank. Please contact the phone numbers shown for more details.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline, and now time for ASEAN and Beyond. A powerful, slow-moving typhoon ripped through the central Philippines on Sunday, bringing howling winds that flattened houses and toppled trees and power lines in areas still scarred from a deadly superstorm just over a year ago. An earlier death toll of 2 was upped to 3, officials said. Typhoon Hagupit, which means lash in Filipino, swept through areas where a massive storm killed thousands just over a year ago. More than 1 million people had fled to shelters away from coastal areas and landslide-prone villages by the time Typhoon Hagupit made landfall on Saturday night, in what a UN agency said was one of the world's biggest peacetime evacuations. Hagupit, which days earlier had reached Category 5 super typhoon strength as it churned across the Pacific Ocean, further weakened on Sunday to Category 2 as it made a second landfall in Kataingen town in the south of Masbate Island. Now let's take a look at what's happening elsewhere around the globe. Security was high in the Gulf city of Veracruz yesterday as heads of states from Europe and Latin America converge on Mexico for the 24th Ibero-American Summit. The summit comes as Mexico grapples with a political crisis following the abduction and feared massacre of 43 students by a police-backed criminal gang. The case has drawn international condemnation, including comments from Uruguay's President José Mujica that the incident suggests Mexico was a failed state. The 24th Ibero-American Summit is convened under the theme of education, innovation, and culture. Last year, only 11 out of 22 leaders attended the Panama Summit. As for Mexico, it will be held every 2 years. Brazil's Dilma Rousseff and Argentina's Cristina Kirchner are notable exceptions at this year's summit. More than 2,500 people dressed up as Santa Claus ran through the streets of Sydney yesterday to raise money for the children's charity Variety. Starting at Darling Harbour, the Santas ran, walked, and danced their way to the Sydney Opera House. The winner of the 5-kilometer run was Stephen Boucher, who completed the course in 20 minutes, officials of the fun run said. Variety is a national not-for-profit organization that helps to empower children around Australia who are disadvantaged, sick, or have special needs. And that's a wrap for today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. Or you can also follow us on Facebook or visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. And for now, we're going to say goodbye with some footage of the Sea of Fog in Chiang Rai province. I'm Surapalao Tharanarit. Thank you for watching and have a good day. สวัสดีครับ